Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Winchester police say social media helped them catch up with a man who had allegedly been scamming restaurants in the area.
6 months later and still few leads. Tonight, police are asking for help again as they try to solve the murders of a Central Kentucky mother and her teenage daughter. And many people around the country are remembering the life of legendary journalist Ben Bradley. WKYT News at 11 starts now. Good evening to you. He claimed he would use the money for mentally challenged people, but Winchester police said a man lied. They say he used checks to scam 2 restaurants out of hundreds of dollars. And tonight, police said Facebook helped them crack the case. WKYT's Jordan Valines has our top story at 11.
These days, it seems like some people will do just about anything to scam someone out of a quick buck. Recently, in the small town of Winchester, police say they caught a man doing just that.
The cover story that he gave is one that people will be sympathetic to.
30-year-old Jared Cooper is accused of going into local restaurants, claiming to work with mentally handicapped people and asking employees for a favor.
He has taken a check in there to the workers inside the restaurant, asked to cash it so that he can give the people in his party money so that they can come back and pay for their food.
After getting the cash, police say Cooper would make up an excuse to get the check back and then take off. About a month after the first incident, police say that Cooper pulled the same stunt right down the road here at Sir Pizza. But on Tuesday, police caught up with him thanks to surveillance video and social media.
We posted the screenshots from the video at Sir Pizza on our Facebook page, and we had several tips probably within the first 15 minutes.
Police caught the alleged scammer this time, but that's not always the case, which is why officials urge you to always make sure a person really is who they are portraying themselves to be. In Winchester, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Winchester police charge Jared Cooper with 2 counts of theft by deception. Well, drivers called it a traffic nightmare. Interstate 75 in Madison County was closed for hours today because of a chemical leak. Police say the driver of the tanker noticed ferric chloride was leaking around mile marker 96. The chemical can be dangerous if inhaled, so police closed the interstate between exit 90 in Richmond and exit 97 at Clays Ferry. Emergency crews also issued shelter-in-place orders for some neighborhoods near the interstate. Drivers had to use US 25 as a detour, and many of them told us they spent hours stuck in traffic.
We turned around on the highway on the median and found a hotel and got a map and found some side roads and made it as far as we could. But then those are all stopped too. Can't even go around.
By late this afternoon, all lanes of Interstate 75 had reopened and all shelter-in-place orders have been lifted. A state police trooper had to be taken to the hospital to be checked out for possible exposure to chemicals, but that trooper is expected to be okay. No one else was injured. The chemical leak also caused some problems with getting students home from school, but bus drivers in Madison County had to find other routes with the interstate closed and nearby roads clogged with all that traffic. Police actually escorted some of the buses around the traffic to help get students home, and students who lived in neighborhoods where shelter-in-place orders were issued had to wait at school until those orders were lifted. It has now been 6 months since police say someone murdered a Bardstown teacher and her daughter inside their home. Tonight, police are still looking for the killer, but now that house where the murders happened is up for sale. WKYT's Garrett Weimer has the update in this investigation. He's at the live desk with a story that's new at 11. Garrett?
State police say they followed up on thousands of tips as they search for whoever killed Kathy Netherland and her teenage daughter Samantha. It's been 6 months, but police still have a lot of questions, and so do folks who live nearby.
Who would do such a thing? I mean, they have to be a very angry person.
It's the same question police have asked since April. That's when Kathy Netherland, a special education teacher, and her teenage daughter Samantha were found dead inside their home.
Anytime somebody goes in a home and kills a mother and a daughter that really at this point we found no motive for the killing, you have to think that there's some kind of personal rage. Investigators
won't release the cause of death, but they say these were violent murders. The house, no longer a crime scene, is now for sale. Signs for an open house at the site of a murder case difficult to close.
There's people still apprehensive about the cause of it and, what's going on. Innocent lives taken for why?
Answering that question, the motive, has proven to be a problem in the case. So has identifying this car, a black Chevy Impala seen on surveillance video driving away from the area not long after the murders. 6 months later, troopers continue to search for the car and the killer.
We're still plugging along, and we're hopeful and confident that we're going to bring these to a conclusion. We just don't know exactly the timetable on that.
Investigators sent a lot of evidence to the State Police Crime Lab for testing. Police tell us nearly all of those tests have come back, but they won't reveal the results as the investigation continues. At the live desk, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Garrett, thank you. State police say at this point, any small piece of information someone might have, even if it doesn't seem relevant, could be the key to cracking this case. Well, it is certainly a chilly fall night out there across the bluegrass, so we want to know how low will that thermometer drop overnight. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look now at your forecast. All of us breaking out the coats tonight.
Yeah, you're really going to put them to good use first thing tomorrow morning, Amber. And to answer your question, all depends on the cloud cover heading into tonight. Clouds clear out. Most areas will drop into the upper 30s. Clouds hold tough where you live. You'll wind up into the low and mid 40s. All of the cloud cover we've been seeing today in response to this big area of low pressure. That's a heck of a storm that is developing across parts of the mid-Atlantic states into New England. Now we're on the far western fringes of this with that northerly wind flow, but now notice the clouds beginning to break up a little bit. Looking outside, seeing a little star action into parts of northern and northeastern parts of the bluegrass state. That's allowing those temperatures to drop. A little earlier on Defender had a couple of sprinkles and light showers showing up across northeastern Kentucky. Temperatures as of now dropping into the mid to upper 40s where skies have cleared. We're around 50 for areas dealing with just a hint of a little bit of cloud cover as of now. We roll into your Wednesday. It's a cloudy start to the day, and as we go through the afternoon, those temperatures recovering into the low 50s with a partly sunny sky. So upper 30s first thing tomorrow morning. When I come back in a little bit, Amber, we're going to focus on a great period of weather just in time for the beautiful fall colors. That's the 7-day forecast minutes away.
All right, sounds good, Chris. Thank you. An American video journalist who contracted the Ebola virus in Africa will soon be released from the hospital. The Nebraska Medical Center says Ashoka Mukpo's blood now tests negative for the virus, so he'll be allowed to leave a biocontainment unit tomorrow. In a statement, he said recovering from Ebola is, quote, a truly humbling feeling. Mukpo contracted Ebola in Liberia while working as a freelance photographer for NBC. He also says he's still not exactly sure how he caught that virus. The man who guided the Washington Post through its coverage of the Watergate scandal has died. The newspaper reports Ben Bradley died at his home today of natural causes. He was 93 years old. Bradley was the executive editor of the Washington Post. He assigned Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein to cover the Watergate scandal in the 1970s. The reporting sparked a government investigation that led to President Richard Nixon's resignation. The Post received 19 Pulitzer Prizes with Bradley as executive editor. Former President Bill Clinton returning to Kentucky today to campaign for Senate candidate Allison Lundergan Grimes. The two appeared together at rallies in Owensboro and Paducah. President Clinton asked voters not to take out their anger at President Obama on Grimes. He also said incumbent Senator Mitch McConnell has been in Washington long enough.
When it's all said and done, there's only three things that matters. Are people better off when you quit than when you started? The children have a brighter future, and are things coming together instead of being torn apart? If those are the three tests, the answer is Allison.
This was the third time former President Clinton came to Kentucky to campaign for Grimes. Senator Mitch McConnell continued a bus tour through eastern Kentucky today. He made stops in Magoffin, Johnson, Floyd, Martin, and Lawrence counties. Senator McConnell stressed the importance of saving jobs in the coal industry, and he says Kentuckians have a big opportunity on Election Day.
At the end, people who don't vote don't have an impact on policy, and I believe that there are a majority of Kentuckians who would like to see me become the majority leader of the Senate, and we're spending the last 2 weeks making sure they all vote.
Senator McConnell's bus tour will make stops in northeastern Kentucky tomorrow.